just ended, so right on time.
Oh my god, we're live and we're getting a boost from Perfectionvore onto the cat. They're going to send Kinky aggressively out and probably looking for a scout look for either the Dark Hall, or actually he's going to sit there looking for someone to come to lower B. Hard to hit that headshot, and also when you hit that shot and when you miss that shot and you backpedal, you're almost always dead. It's so hard to escape if you miss.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing that Reliable Game is doing good here, they were doing it good. They were walking out of long, no one saw them, they were sneaking. As soon as they got contact there, they should have rushed. Now they're taking the time, like, the CTs, they can still rotate if the community or the communication is good enough.
It looks like it may have been, the rotates were pretty clean, but Edwin here is staying by the cross and he gets shot right down as Mosbeck turned the corner and saw him through the smoke. Kruzeki, the only one left, is fighting, I think, yes, flow sick by the Xbox. That piercing shot, those Glocks can pierce, and they probably won't be able to, considering that they're already as strong as they are. That first round, unsurprisingly, goes to Reliable.
Yeah, and again there for the CTs, I mean, they saw 3 people at long. If that person who saw 3 people at long would have called, okay, there's 3 at long, then, I think that the rotation would have been even better, and they would have been able to hold the side a little bit better. Now I just feel like they didn't really take that 3 guys long thing too serious, and they just waited it out, and then obviously they just got rolled on the side.
Yes, they did. And you know what? If you're thinking and you're playing the numbers game, and it's tough, if you're playing the numbers game in your head, you start playing a little bit more cautious, or you start psyching yourself out. But Perfectionvore's got to hit a quota here. They've got to hit a number of rounds. I want you to tell me, obviously, but I feel that on today's Dust 2, you can feel like a 9-6 is probably your bare minimum here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Again, it's a team map, so if you get again anything above 6 is good. 6 rounds is also good. It really depends on, again, how you feel your T side is. But yeah, I'd say 6 rounds would be ideal, if not more.
TM with his amazing diving kills that he's tried multiple times now and come up with success here, cleans that one up. Reliable 2-0. They've got one more to go because, of course, Perfectionvore has not been getting kills and their economy is slightly more expensive as a counter-terrorist here. There's not a whole lot to do but to stack, rush, or try to make a big play. If you have to make the big play, if you're forced into making the big play, how do you do it? Do you rush out long, you try to smoke mid and sneak into lower? There's a couple ways to do it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we normally do if we feel like we really need to try and win a round, then obviously we'd buy on the second round like a P250 and an armor. I feel that the third round, if you didn't really kill anyone on the second round, I'd say it's a lost cause. I see that the Perfectionvore bought the Eagles here now, but I feel that they should have bought that the last round, or the last round instead.
That's right. That one, oh no, Kinky just eats a nade, swallows it, realizes that he can't give away his position, went down to 21 health. A little credit because Fixation TV covers a lot of the amateur teams when we have the chance. We know that Kruzeki is actually very, very good at hitting the 1-dig there, but that one was a bit sloppy here. Vati trying to fend off with his Beagle. That thing is so inaccurate. Wasn't able to bring down Ari. He almost got knifed. TM saves him the embarrassment. 3-0. Reliable. Perfectionvore now onto the gun rounds. Yeah, there's only so much you can do. If you have one person who's left against 4 at every juncture, that you're not going to have a lot of success here. So what they've got to do is start locking it down a little bit. So if you're Perfectionvore, do you play a hard hold at long and try to stack 2 down there? Do you try to play soft back at the platform? They've got to stiffen up a little bit, and we're probably being a little overcritical early in the game, but some changes need to be made.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that the best way to hold us is to try to hold long in the best way possible, and just try to retake the A sites, as well as trying to get a firm grip of middle, because obviously Abyss is a really tough hold. And one more thing is obviously not to die entry, which is what happened there. Vati, I think he overextended a little bit and just got blasted.
Edwin had a shot and missed his opportunity to bring down 2. Entry looks clean because of Vati's aggressive push and Edwin's death in the pit. 2 left, and they always have to rotate through CT, which is such a tough place to come through here. 3 terrorists now coming up over the top. They'll plant the bomb. Cruz is going to pierce the smoke, and he's looking the wrong way. He lived! What? How in God's name did he make it out alive? Someone was staring right at his back, but I guess that player over there, who is TM, turned back to cover long, and he managed to walk away from that one. Still, no win for Perfectionvore. Reliable's got 4, and Perfectionvore, remember, if they keep full buying here, they're going to be into a buy save slide, and they've got to start, kicking themselves and thinking, yeah, we can't let this happen 2 games in a row.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, right now it's 4-0. Reliable game, they know that they have to save, so it's going to be 5-0 probably. One thing that Reliable Game is doing good on their anti-ecos is that they're staying alive. I don't think they've lost a lot of people whenever they're facing a saving team, so that's a really good thing. Since they're saving up money, they're banking up money, so even if they lose a few rounds later, they're going to still be able to buy.
It's absolutely true, and it's already evident here. TM's got 95, J Mitchell's got 73. They're looking really nice here, and there's only maybe a collective, I think, 5 deaths on the terrorist side right now, so they've been building, and they've been building in a big way. 1 minute left on the clock, 2 counter-terrorists trying to flee for their lives. Here comes the manhunt. Nico standing on top of the box, trying to do his best Inquisition burned at the stake sort of impression there. There's only one left. Edwin coming through. He picked up an AK, which might be savable if he doesn't jump around with his knife and get caught by Flowsick.
Yeah, again, it was a shame. I mean, they got 2, but I feel that he could have gotten probably at least 1 more if he would just hold his ground a little bit, or at least not, just jump into the opponent's crosshair.
Yeah, you can tell Flowsick was a little bit unprepared because he chose to go immediately for the crouch after seeing somebody jump onto his screen. I think, yeah, that was definitely a kill there, and he would have been in a much more winnable situation 1-on-2, which, well, a little bit more winnable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mid-hold seems to be the operative path of choice for most teams here, but for Reliable, they're not going so much for the mid control here. They're kind of just challenging the palm tree to see if anybody will be counter-opping them. Most days and most teams will send people through lower B to make sure that there are people crowding that doorway to make sure no one can look through. Mid control seems to be a secondary, well, not now, but a secondary priority for Reliable here because, I guess, they don't necessarily respect Perfectionvore's hold of mid.
Yeah, I think that Perfectionvore, their CT hold right now is pretty good. They have people covering all the spots. They have one guy, that's really aggressive and long, so he can give the other teammates a lot of information. So I think that this round, depending on how well Reliable is doing their execution, I think it's going to pan out for Perfectionvore.
A smoke-to-smoke CT will obviously make a fake toward B possible, but because Flowsick peeked, he knows that it's a fake. Everybody climbed up onto the catwalk. They know they want to take B. TM jumps down, trying to get an early kill, and fails. J Mitchell takes and trades. It's down to a 4-on-3, and guess what? Miko got caught with his knife out. We are seeing repeated patterns here, and one of these repeated patterns is that J Mitchell is wrecking people. He's at 9-0. It's 6-0 for Reliable. If they win this one, they take the best of 3, and we'll move on to the next round. There are actually just a lot of fundamental mistakes here, that they're not so much like complex strategies. They're just like going through important choke points with your knife out, or like not looking away from the flash, or just stepping through the smoke. There is just a lot of correctable things here, which is at one time disappointing, but also still encouraging because those are correctable sort of things.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look back at this game later, as a team, you can go back and it's like, okay, here I need to be more aware when they take the A site. Obviously, most of the time they're always going to have one guy, holding the back from catwalk. So,
how much, question for you, because this round is still developing. Actually, executing. We'll get back to that in a second. Edwin stepping through, looking at the window. Nades in, does pretty much no damage. That nade looked like it bounced over onto the platform and protected J Mitchell from the blast, but the second one got him. He's down to 56 health. And the retake, if they get a flashbang here and an early kill, definitely possible, but it looks much more difficult than it should be because they halted at the window and everybody was looking for their teammates to come through there. I thought there was a TK there. If you have 2 people left, do you split them, or you do you try to come through the door and the window?
Yeah, I tried to go through the door and the window. Obviously, because otherwise, let's say you go from the door, it's gonna be really hard to get in. So it's always good to try and split up and maybe a flash and just rush your sight. But again, there I feel that the timing was a little bit off. The guy running into door was a little bit too early, and then when he died, obviously he came from window, and then all eyes was on him. So.
Very true. Actually, that question that I had for you that last round was something that I saw on the Reddit. You know that your teammate Get Right didn't ask me anything on Reddit last night or maybe yesterday afternoon. He actually answered a couple of cool questions, and one of them that I wanted to ask you was how much time when you practice, touchdown nade for Kruzeki, very disappointing there. How much time when you are preparing for a big game or a big tournament do you spend on film study, understanding what your opponents do as opposed to what you do, or looking at what you do and what you can do better?
I guess it really depends on what kind of tournament and stuff it is, but if it's a big tournament, then obviously you want to try to prepare yourself to the best of your abilities. If you feel that you yourself need some extra practice, then you would probably spend more time on yourself rather than the opponents. But if you feel pretty good about yourself, then you would most likely take a little bit more time to learn about the opponents.
Definitely true. Anti-stratting is something that has limited usage, but at the same time, if you do get a beat on your opponents and you can really read what they're doing, it can be crippling. Vati throws his flashbang over. That's probably too deep to flash anybody, and he actually flashes himself, which is really disappointing. Critical mistake there. It's a one trade that could have been an easy two trade for them. Kinky gets one, gets taken out. Floor6 standing at the lurk position at mid will bring down Vika, who tried to rotate a little bit early. It's down to a 2-on-3. No bomb plan here, and Mosbeck thinking that he may actually reverse this one. They've got two CTs waiting for them at A, and if they read this correctly and they find both people here, there's no reason to plant here, but they'll challenge and fight Edwin anyway. They're just going to hunt him down, which I guess will work if they get the kill, but they don't. Suddenly, this 3-on-2 that was going in their favor looks a little bit ugly. Mosbeck now having to face a one-on-one with Edwin. Edwin trying to guess where Mosbeck is, and is going back out to mid to see if he rotated back. He didn't. We know that he's heading up long here. A lot of head games going on here. A lot of deep metagame thoughts on whether or not he rotated back or whether or not he's still at the bomb site. Edwin has guessed, and he's guessed correctly. Here comes the encounter. Edwin will step up over the top of the box. Fire a shot through the box, will not pierce. Mosbeck going straight for the plant. No respect for anybody who's charging him. He thinks Edwin is still up on the platform. He is not. Jumped, tagged Mosbeck, gave away his position. Here comes the shot. Mosbeck cleans it up. Reliable, still perfect, still 9-0.
Yeah, it was really a shame. Edwin, I think he did a really nice job holding long, even though all of his teammates fell a little bit earlier in the round. But a great clutch by Mosbeck.
Yeah, I think for a moment, if he hadn't done the jump shot, Mosbeck had no idea that he was down there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, if he would have just stayed as well, there's no point in trying to rotate as CT when there's one person left. He has the bomb. You don't really know where he's gonna be, and then all of a sudden you end up walking up mid with a USP. Then it's just better to try to hold one side. If he plants the other, then just try to retake that one instead of, because right now he had to retake. Even if he went B, he had to retake both sides since he wasn't really holding anything.
Not a whole lot of subtlety here for Reliable anymore. They're kind of running around and gunning at will, and there shouldn't be. If there's any reason to do it, it would be because they had a difficult time with their opponents. But Perfectionvore not putting up enough resistance here, despite the fact that they're showing some flashes of good plays. It's just that it looks like people who are putting up 15 threes like Jay Mitchell and people who are putting up 12 fours like TM are just a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're that kind of team where you feel that okay, we're the weaker team here, they need to take a chance. Obviously the way that they're playing right now, their standard positions, it's clearly not working out for them. So now it's the time to try to mix things up. Maybe go aggressive with 2 or 3 people. Just try to catch the teeth off guard.
Have you ever been in a position where you thought, okay, we're the weaker team here?
I mean, for example, when the old versus pro team was still alive, we felt that they were really they were a good matchup against us.
They were very good.
Yeah, and they had the same amount of play that we did. They had the same play style, and then obviously instead of, for example, hitting our shots, since clearly they were also they're also mad aimers, then you need to do something about it. And you need to take a chance in order to try and win the map.
They did get the best of you once, but over the course of time, well, they didn't really stay on the course of time because they ultimately broke up, but you managed to get them back a number of times. We all saw those games. Those were great. We'll get back to this real quick. Let's see. Pull up the overhead here. It's a 3-2 split with Reliable sending 3 to mid probably. Flowsick is consistently doing the long hold, preventing Vati from pushing, which he likes to do. And Eco will Eco back, Mosback will come down through the lower B to join everybody through mid for mid control here. They're pushing Cat, and like I said, subtlety out the window here. No reason to do it since they're not really being challenged. Edwin by himself to hold the platform, standing at the bottom of the ramp, looking for someone to peek. Jay Mitchell will be the person to do it. He's still a little bit tentative here. If you do the mental math, it's very possible that they field an op. That's really unfortunate for Kuzeki, by the way, who came through into the B tunnels, found Arya with his back turned, and still couldn't get the kill. He's left with 9 health.
Yeah, and I feel that the CTs now, they become way too defensive. They have no clue. They don't have any map vision whatsoever. They don't really know what's going on the map. You know, they're just trying to hold their positions really defensively, and then what that does is that they're getting the T's to do whatever they want, which isn't a good thing.
Set smokes here to land right at the elevator or the CT spawn. TM tries that jump again, gets it this time. It's a 4-on-2. TM and Arya not looking so hot, but neither is Vati. I will go out on a limb here and say this round might go to Reliable.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I was Vati right now, I would just save. I mean, 1 versus 4, you have 28 HP, 300 bucks in your bank. Then just try and save. Well, and there's no point in trying to kill them either, because he knows that they won 11 rounds. They have as much money as they could possibly want for the remainder of the half.
He's gonna go.
But here we're actually no kit though. That's a real shame. He should have he would have he would have had the time for it. Wow, that's a real shame. If he had a defuse kit, he would have won the round.
If you're down 12-0 and you realize that you're possibly going to be eliminated from the tournament, maybe you just start going YOLO. Maybe you just start going for those crazy punches and funny diffuses like he just did here. Perfectionvore still getting blanked. Reliable 12-0, and they will probably be advancing to the next round of the tournament. Jay Mitchell, I think, may have just seen somebody come out through mid trying to pierce into lower B. He will probably not let them unless he misses like that. Vico still alive with a lot of health, with the FAMAS wielding, playing it a little bit safe, made it back through the doors, and is... well, trying to rotate back to B because his teammate just went down. Vico has moved into the side, playing by Car, is waiting for Flowsick, Arya, and Mosbeck to come out. He's going to charge him, and Peak saw an arm and he didn't reflex it, which is too bad. He had a chance there to at least trade out for 1.
Yeah, things are not looking too great for the CTs. I feel that their map awareness is really off. I'm not sure if they're just like in a down right now, or if they're just sad that they're down by 12-0.
CS:GO and CS in general, it's an emotional game, and if you get in your own head and you start to feel frustrated, it translates to the game, or at least it translates for me.
Oh yeah, no, it does for sure, and I think this is exactly what's going on for Perfectionvore.
Another one for Reliable. I think you've heard this story before. It's starting to become a regular thing. Reliable looking for the perfect game here. They need 2 to finish the half and 1 more on the other side to get the perfect game here. It's going to get difficult. The next game, I believe, is Momentous, which I don't know if you've followed them before or seen them play, but they are a pretty good matchup, and they are a future invite team come season 15 in ESEA. First shot by Kinky, will get a kill. Nice, sprays down Arya after a couple of shots there. Another one, good round for him already. He's traded out 2 and 1 down for the Perfectionvore squad. Now 2 once Kinky gets naded down here. Another one from Edwin. I think at this point it's a point of pride. Like, we cannot get 16-0'd. We have to put up a round here. It's 2-on-2. Jay Mitchell faces off against Edwin. He's got a nade out, and if Edwin had the courage to stand up and try to peek while also dealing with being flashed, he would have gotten a kill there. He knows one's around the box. Flowsick gets surprised. Edwin was sitting at the top of the box, right, a one-on-one, and Vico needs to clean up here. Perfectionvore at least gets to pat themselves on the back. We didn't lose 15-0 in the half.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I was Vati now or anyone on the team, I would be like, yes, guys, we're in the game. Let's do this. 1 more round. Let's do this. The comeback incoming.
How do you seriously, when you're down a lot, and there are not too many times when your team is down a lot, how do you get out of that? How do you get, I mean, not how do you win rounds, but how do you emotionally get out of that?
I think it's really hard. I think like, let's say they get this round. Obviously, it's T side on just 2. It's T favored. I think after this round, they should just maybe not type ready right away. Just calm their thoughts and be like, okay, if they can take 13 rounds, so can we.
Kinky sprays down one at the top of the bricks. Thought he might have somebody maybe at the dumpster or at CT throwing a flash for him to protect him, but he didn't. Edwin was there at the back blue barrels. TM just knew. That's a spot that's really protected. Those barrels are either not pierceable or barely pierceable, depending on the caliber of your weapon. But it's a good pre-fire spot. Flash over the top will make it seem like they want to push Cat. Arya at the same time steps out through mid. Good way to get people distracted. Cruz heard the flashes, heard the footsteps at the top of the Cat, and at the same time got peeked by Arya. You can hardly ever find a winnable situation when you're looking the wrong way. 3 left for both teams. No result thus far. It's going back and forth, and this is the sort of play that, oh wow, Kinky putting together a nice kill there. This is the sort of way that it should have been all along for Perfectionvore, and it's funny that they're hitting a stride now this deep into the game. Beautiful shot there. Ecobek Mosbek gets decapitated when he comes around trying to peek him. So much for the peeker's advantage in this game. What do you think also of the movement value changes?
I think it's for the better. I think that this removes the peeker's advantage a little bit for the oppers. Obviously, for the rifles, I don't think that they're going to see that much of a difference. But I do believe that for an opper trying to peek a corner, it's going to be a little bit harder for them now. Yeah,
very true. High fives all around for Perfectionvore. We got 2, yeah, but all you got to do now is come in a pistol round and pretty much round here. Hopefully they're ready up in a second. There's
Sorry, I just want to jump in and do, I'm going to do a quick reconnect because I had that bug where Jay Mitchell's screen was tilted, so...
Oh, don't never like that. Go ahead and do that. Also let us know when you're reconnected.
Yes.
That's funny because I haven't been able to test out all the weapons. Obviously, we've hopped into a deathmatch, and the ones that you try are just the AK, the M4, and the AWP, but have you... I'm sure you guys are more thorough than us. Have you taken a look at the other weapons, like the Scout or the SMGs or something like that?
We're back in, by the way.
No, not so much really. I mean, I think for all of us, since it came on Thursday night and we have Friday and Saturday off, so I think we'll probably look into that more tomorrow when we start playing again.
I wonder, and we're getting a little off topic here, but I wonder if that changes the way people buy because of the advantage. You would still have perhaps maybe that, quote, peeker's advantage if you were wielding a Bison instead of a AK, for example. Maybe that is a gameplay change that we'll like to see in the future. Thus far, Reliable looking pretty strong on their pistol round here. Kinky and Vati trying to hang on, trying to make something happen. Kinky gets a nice descending kill here. He kind of turned it on in the second half, or the second half of the first half, but ultimately goes down. Vati now has to fight off 2. That's Flowsick and TM. Here's the... Ooh! TM doesn't even know what just happened. That was beautiful. Flowsick's got a one-on-one, relatively equal health here. It's going to take 2 shots for each or a headshot apiece. 45 seconds left. Vati's got no bomb, and he's just content to stalk around the map. He's thinking that Flowsick is somewhere up here, but he's actually wrong. Flowsick's going to peek him at mid if he can't turn the corner fast enough. Oh, he looked the wrong way.
Oh!
Long range fight, nobody can really hit. Remember, a lot of damage deterioration from pistols at a distance like that. Will he dive bomb him, I wonder? No, he won't. Comes back around, picks up the bomb. 20 seconds left. Not necessarily a force plant, but, if he baits with the sound, maybe, or he goes for the plant. I don't know if he knows Flowsick is right.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, God. I think if you're planting that bomb and you make that beeping sound, you've got to just assume somebody is trying to kill you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's 20 seconds left on the clock, and the CT's probably called out to Flowstick that the bomb is down on catwalk. So for him, it's it's a no-brainer. I'm just gonna walk. I'm gonna take my time. When he starts to plant, I'm gonna hear it, and then I'm gonna sneak up on him and try and catch him off guard, which is exactly what happened.
Yes, and that one momentary lapse of concentration cost them Perfectionvore a round. Reliable on the tie point here. They just need 1 to tie it up, and they need 1 more after that to take the best of 3 and move on to face Momentous here. Pull up the overhead, if you will, for me. It's a 4-man sort of around the world look, classic 1.6 play here that's going to come through mid. Arya steps through, starts the Pro 90 attempts. Doesn't hit anything until we lag out. What the heck just happened? I lagged and Arya had a triple. That was cool. TM cleans it up, and Reliable is finally on the match point there. Sometimes GoTV lag is funny, where you see shooting and then suddenly everybody's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really looking that great for Arya there. He missed like 15 or 20 bullets, and then all of a sudden, within the next 10 bullets, he got 3 kills. So, yeah, P90. What can I say?
Best weapon ever. The last potentially for Perfectionvore. They've bought everything they possibly can. They've got, yeah, I think full armor, partial nades, and AKs good enough to win. But you know, I know for a fact Reliable doesn't want that to happen. Still a couple of downgraded weapons on the field for Reliable. I see a FAMAS in Jay Mitchell's hand here. If we'll take a look, by the way, at the cash situation here, this is a true buyout situation, and Perfectionvore knows it. Even though they kind of maybe tabulated the fact that they've already lost, they at least want to make a good showing of this one. Kill from Vati onto Arya starts the round off just well enough, but TM will clean that up. Vati goes down. It's down to a 4-on-4. Good mid, still good mid control. 3 people there. Bomb creeping up mid, and it's going to go down. Kinky steps in trying to clean up and get at least a trade, but will not. Steps through to CT spawn. Now he's going to go fight TM. He misses that shot, and he could have gotten an easy kill there. Now TM's got information, and he's got teammates coming to help him. He's sitting with his teammate Vico at mid, looking like they are kind of stuck in the headlights, looking like they're kind of surrounded. They've got a man on the far flank that got cut out. Cruz, thinking that he was James Bond, is not. It's down to a 2-on-2. One inside. Nice bounce flash. I really like that one. I haven't seen that one in a while. Flow6 standing at the door brings Kiki down to 1. Surprisingly, I don't know how he managed to survive that, but this may be the death bell, the death knell. 20 seconds left for Perfectionvore's dreams. Flash over the top. Flow6 wants to clean this one up and make this a kill instead of a retake. Here comes the beeping, and this is the end of the game. The defuse makes it 16-2. Reliable, too strong. Reliable moving on to Momentous. Let's